la, tra, la, tra. In your snatch, is pleasure, boom, she pleasure.
So I'm heading towards the site right now. It's 2001 Mesa Drive, beautiful, sunny Boulder, Colorado. Here on the site, as you can see, we noticed there's quite a lot of views. It's Mount Sanitas. There's not a whole lot of trees blocking the views. Flatirons over that way, Bear Peak and Green Mountain. On top of that, it's quite a steep grade. I don't know if you can see in the video quite as well. I believe roughly between 15 and 20 feet of rise over the length of the site. The Flatirons are kind of over that way, and south is pretty much directly that way. So the site's a little bit off kilter. It's got a steep grade. It's got phenomenal views in both directions, north and south, mostly to the west. On top of that, it's in a neighborhood that would kind of be unconventional to have a duplex in.
You know, duplexes generally have this really rigid separation between the two houses, and that really got us thinking, what if we could design a duplex that could foster a sense of community, but also feel like your own private space? Something that wasn't confined to that traditional symmetrical layout. And we kind of came up with this.
You ain't got no money, I ain't got no time. All these faces looking funny when I'm driving by. Headed to my whip, my name is buzzing. No, they plan on killing mine. Name it at your temple, we was taught to kill a nigga mind. Genocide, buried in the tide, cleanse it in the sand. Blood is sitting in my hands, I'll never be the bigger man. I know.
You know, we really saw this duplex as an in-between product, and this is what we mean.
You know, in many ways, this iPhone is like shared living. You can pretty much do everything you need to go to uni, go to work. It's designed to be cheap, but if you're a family, it's not exactly ideal. I pay about $8.50 in rent in Bear Creek. Scott over there, he pays $4.90. You know, on the other end of the spectrum, this MacBook Pro is like single-family dwelling. You can probably do way more than you needed to, and it's something you buy and own. The only problem is it's really expensive. The median house price in Boulder is $700,000. You know, we really felt that our duplex could bridge the gap between the two products, just like this iPad. You know, we gave it a sense of ownership and privacy, but kept costs down as much as we could through the shared living room and the way you'd buy it.
This is a housing setup that would be kind of bought two at a time. Like, it wouldn't just be, you know, like a gamble, like you end up with just some random guy who found it on Craigslist like you did. This would be, you know, something where you know the other group or family well, and you lease it together. You wouldn't be gambling on your privacy or security. With that said, you still have locks on both units. So now that you've seen our design, we want to talk about the two main aspects, the first being the wall. We got the inspiration for the wall from how conventionally duplexes are a central wall with the same design mirrored on both sides. And we noticed that this stamps out any community and really enforces division, so we wanted to break down that concept almost as a form of like architectural satire. We did that by beefing up the wall into this enormous form, 2-foot thick masonry and stone, and then humiliating it by putting it off kilter so it doesn't run down the center of the building, and by giving it no power over the program of the entire entry level and first floor of the home. And then it's only on the top floor where the wall comes in as a dividing line between the two units, as a sound barrier so that, you know, if your neighbors are playing loud music, it's not a problem. With this use of the wall, the entire entry level and first floor are communal, and it encourages a social atmosphere, and on the top level it still provides that privacy that's desired in a home.
So the wall kind of goes through our building diagonally, yes, but it is still north-south oriented. So like in terms of views and daylight, you know, the one side gets the evening light and looks out at Flatirons, the other gets dawn and looks out at Mount Sanitas.
So along the first floor, we created a gradient from private to semi-private to semi-public to public space. So imagine you're driving home, you have groceries, you drive in to the garage, you go through your door into your private kitchen. and drop off your groceries, and this is a completely private space. And the dining room is one of those modular spaces. So this is a place where you can either have it be completely private, or you can descend these walls and have a shared living and eating space. So then you make your way out of that modular space into the communal living room, which is a semi-public space, which both users have access to. A big part of the inspiration that we got for this design was actually my current living situation. I live in a house with 6 other guys. We all have our own private space, but we have like, you know, a communal like living room and kind of like semi-public area that you have to walk through in order to get to your room. And so because of that, we see each other all the time, and it's really like just a catalyst for community. And we were talking, and we all kind of agreed that, like, you know, if we had a way to get to our rooms privately without going through any public space, we would use it all the time, but we would hate it because we would never see each other. If we want to see people, we can just go into that living room, and we know if anyone comes home, we're gonna see them, and something's always going on. So it's really been one of the best living situations I've ever had, and I think that's really powerful. I wasn't good friends with these people before moving in. It was because of this living situation that all this happened. This is a social, volumetric spatial chemistry that works, and we have evidence of that, and we're building on it.
Another aspect of the brief we had to fill was the brise-soleil. So we decided to have it frame the front wall of the living room.
Okay, so, you know, aside from the brise-soleil just controlling light, it's actually really modular. You know, we did this thing where you can kind of just partition part of the balcony by swinging open part of the brise-soleil. The glass behind it doesn't move, so you can kind of just pull down the blinds and create this even more private space. So the dividing wall actually aligns in such a way where each side of the duplex has a lockable door that leads to their stair landings. As you go up the stairs, you have this big glass panel next to you, which really fills the space up with a healthy amount of natural light. So this house has 3 bedrooms and 2.5 bathrooms, all of which are upstairs. This bathroom actually doubles as a laundry room. So what's interesting about this top floor is that, unlike the floor below, it's guided by the wall. Like the bottom floor though, each side sort of echoes each other. At the middle axial point, both sides mirror each other at the stairs, creating a nice circulation core. That's actually why we chose to highlight this through our glass panels. Keeping with the theme of the house, we kept all the most private spaces on the upper floor. Keep in mind, these 2 units are separated by a 2-foot thick wall, acting as a massive sound and privacy barrier. In your master bedroom, there's an ensuite and the walk-in closet. Probably the best feature is this glass wall that, depending on which side of the duplex you get, looks out at a famous Boen mountain. If you wanted to go outside without having to go downstairs, there's a private balcony next to the master bedroom. So the main entrance actually comes from Mesa Drive. So you walk up the stone steps and you get to the porch, which leads into the shared foyer. This is just a space where you can hang up your coat and take off your boots before you get inside. So yeah, we're definitely catering to a niche market.
But we're designing off precedent and experiences, so we really believe this could work.
We get that not everyone wants to share a living room or have a massive border out through the middle of their house, but that's completely okay.
But that's just the nature of duplexes. They work well with a certain type of people.
We feel like this is definitely a solution for new home buyers who, you know, might not necessarily be able to afford a big house, but want more than just shared living.
Community should be an affordance of good design, not a secondary option to privacy.
We really believe this could work. Anyways, hope you like our design.
And thanks for watching.